I first came to Tech, I went on a tour of this campus and had the Connect Tech, which was a organization event for admitted students. And as I was walking around campus, I could see myself going to class, enjoying the football games and all the great traditions that Tech has.
Tech wasn't exactly my first choice, but after visiting the campus and seeing everything it had to offer, and it was a really big, lively school, I just felt like it was right for me.
The traditions here at Tech and the school spirit is what really made me want to come to this school. Not only that, the degrees I want to get, the fields of study I'm studying right now, I feel like the programs here just have a really strong curriculum, and I think it'll help me out in the long run.
What made me want to come to Tech was the phenomenal media and communications department. I knew that that was what I wanted to go into, and it was just really great at Tech, and I knew that that's why I wanted to come here.
I love the campus and the environment that we have here. And once I visited it, I knew I wanted to come here because it's just so pretty and it felt like home after the first visit last spring break. Yeah, I've been working at the Daily Toreador. I am a news writer, and so I have to go out and do about, it really depends how many stories a week. Probably about 3 or 4 is about the typical amount. But I go out and write stories. I do interviews, and just from the interviews and the sources I have, take it and formulate it into stories, and it's a really good time.
When I first got to Tech, I started working for the Daily Toreador newspaper. I didn't really like it that much, so I went and got a job at the Lubbock Democratic Party because I'm really passionate about politics. I'm now a politician for the District 19 Democratic Party, and I'm trying to help secure a win for my boss who's running for Congress, Neil Marchbanks, and I'm now serving as a PR director of the entire District 19, which serves 27 counties around West Texas.
I've done a lot of work with MCTV. I've anchored several times, and I really like it. Broadcast is my favorite thing ever, and I'm really excited to be able to get involved in it here, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
I'm in a few clubs and organizations, nothing big, and I have a small part-time job, but it definitely doesn't interfere with school at all.
My favorite part about being at Tech is being a DJ at the student-run radio station on campus. It's a lot of fun, and not only do I get to play music, but I also am part of the sports broadcast at the volleyball games. I'm usually the on-site producer, so I get to be at the game and make sure the levels are checked for the broadcast on the radio. And I've also had experience in the studio, making sure everyone is being able to hear the commentators talk about the game. And I also supervise what goes on air during the breaks, which is usually just promos, which are advertisements that help the radio station get its credibility.
My favorite Tech tradition would have to be the way the saddle tramps wrap everything in red ribbon. I love walking out of class on Fridays and seeing that. I think it's really cool.
One of the great traditions that are my favorite is the Matador song and the fight song during the football games.
My favorite Tech tradition is probably just football games in general because they're really fun, and I really like being in the crowd at a football game with thousands of other Red Raiders who are just screaming the exact same things that you're screaming. It's just the greatest experience you could get.
It's definitely the tortillas.
My favorite traditions at Tech is the victory bells after the game. When we win, it's just great to be able to walk back to the dorms and hear the bells ringing, and I think that's just one of my favorite things.
A typical weekday for me would be going to class, spending some time in the studio, making sure my playlists are good to go for my shift, and I just try to spend as much time I can here at the studio to gain experience for once I graduate. I also relax for a while and then start doing my homework and study and stuff like that. A week is usually pretty relaxing and mostly filled with doing homework and studying for tests and quizzes. A weekend, however, I like to just let go and have a good time with my friends and just hang out and go to the football games or volleyball games or soccer games and just support all the tech sports and have a really good time during the weekend. And then Sunday is back to homework, so it's a pretty typical weekend, I would think, for a college kid. And yeah.
My first reaction to college life was definitely overwhelming. I wasn't expecting, all the freedom and, out there-ness of college.
My first reaction to college life was definitely, it was a surprise, but it's what I expected. It's kind of like of course the room is small and I'm in a hall with like 20 girls, but that's the college experience and it's what I expected out of everything.
My first reaction here at Tech would be surprise, mostly because of the way some people act and just the amount of diversity among people's personalities. I was kind of surprised by it, but I've gotten used to it so far.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my future yet. Something with writing, of course. Journalism seems like a fun path right now, but I may switch over to PR. I may just find some other writing thing to do, but something that definitely has me writing.
My future plans, I would love to be an anchor on a major news network one day. So that's the goal and the dream.
Finish college, see where life takes me, land a job, just like anybody else's.
Hopefully once I graduate from tech, I can have enough experience to be part of the music industry and work behind the scenes of producing music, or I might go another route of being the behind the scenes for a sports broadcast.
My plan right now is to keep working on political campaigns and slowly making my way to Washington in the future.